Hello, and welcome to another episode. Hello, welcome to another episode of Addled Building with Akeva. I am your glorious host, Akeva-Banshee. I will be working on the Reaper, aka Kinetic Diplomacy, aka I don't have an actual name for it yet. And I'd like to address a couple of comments that I have received, comments and questions I have received about this recently. So, question one was, will this be a reforged or vanilla ship? Well, I can confidently say that it won't be reforged. A player can turn it into reforged if they so desire. However, due to thrust mechanics, the sheer amount of combat steel, and the fact that Reforge 2 is, I'm air quoting here, supposed to be ready in the next few months. And yes, I'm not, I am being very cynical about that. I don't see it being a Reforged ship, alright? It's, too many turrets, too heavy, and with the turret cap and device cap on the Reforged 2 ships, I don't see it happening. In Reforged 1, well, you'd have to be on a server that has unlimited quantums, and it probably wouldn't move very well. It'd probably just sit there and take it to the face, because let's go ahead and turn on the thrusters and take a look at it. And then there's the other problem of it being size class 8 at the moment. It's not even finished, and it'll be size class 8. It's only going to go up from there. So, yeah. No, not Reforged. Vanilla? Maybe. For single-player games or servers without turret limits, yes. I was going to look at the thrust mechanics with it in vanilla. That looks amazing, doesn't it? It looks great. Yeah, it's not going to be that in Reforged. It's just not. So, let's take a look at what else could it be? Well, it could be an OPV. It could be an enemy ship that you end up fighting in a vanilla game. That well, I'm very excited to turn it into something like that because I have another ship I want to do that too. And let's go ahead and turn off exceptions, and I'll actually give you. I know this is meant to be building episode, and I apologize, but I want to show you something. That's the Valtarai. This is something that I have been working on. And this is a little sneak peek, alright? So, keep this under your hat. This is the Valtarai. Valtarai. And, yes, I'm saying that in multiple different ways so that you can get an idea. So this thing is freaking massive. I had a discussion with somebody. And I was going to say who, but I can't. And well, I don't want to. And well, it was basically one of those whole by was just like I'm sure they can't make something this big. I just put that up there because I just wanted to have a range on this spreadsheet. Anyways, I was like, wait a second, I already have a ship that's almost big enough for that, or almost has enough turrets for that. Let me see how many more I can slap on and make it look reasonable. It was a hold my beer moment. And somebody challenged me, and I was just like, hold my beer. I've got something already in the works for this. So that's what this insanity is. This is a 2-chord. Yes, there are 2 cores in here. There's that one and this one. And there are going to be multiple versions of this where the cores are moved to different places. So, yes, I may be showing you where the cores are on this particular version, but this will not be the only version. I do that with all my ships. I make sure to have the cores moved around on different versions. So like there's a version 1A and there's a version 2A, or I mean there's a version 1A and 1B and 1C sometimes. And this one will probably have 4 different versions in the game with with the different core layouts and locations, so that you can't just snipe it. Excuse me. So yes, this is in the works. It is waiting on some things. It is waiting on some specific things before I will implement it. But I can't say any more about that. Mostly because I don't want to spoil things, and also because I'm not actually able to say. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, don't ask. I won't tell you any more than that. Okay? Shush. Go away. Okay, anyways. No, don't go away. I love you. You're great people. Now, a couple of things on here. I have been working on texturing on the background, and I have been working on adding some more shaping here. Now, I'm not really sure how much I got into the last video before I had to stop, and I'm not really sure how long I have been rambling on about this. Oh, 7 minutes. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and get to building. Come on, get to building, build boy. That sounded disturbing. Okay, whatever. So, turn on symmetry plane. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, right, I need to, I was going to flip it over, but let's get that off my hotbar for a moment. I was going to flip it over, and that's for another project. I need to keep that on there for another project. Actually, I'll just write it down in notes. It's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some turrets, some basic turrets, because I don't know what the turret layout is going to be on this, but at the very least, I want to put placeholder turrets on places where they're going to be. That way I have sort of a mental image of where they're going to be, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's copy that. I said copy that, not the freaking texture there. Okay. Okay. I guess I could just put them there instead. Okay, let's copy that texture again. Okay. That will probably end up being a defense turret rather than an attack turret. Now, as you can see, that this is a little bit janky. How they're kind of over the edge right here. I'm fine with that right now. It's fine. I'm just saying that because I don't want to cry inside that it doesn't line up. Anyways, and my OCD is completely not triggered by that. It's not at all, and I don't want to go back and make sure that it fits and doesn't overhang at all. That would be insane, and the whole point is I'm not going to do it. I want the fact. Oh, this is the bottom of the ship. Okay, yeah. I like insanity, okay? But I sometimes have to put a curb on my OCD as well. Yeah, anyways. Enough about that. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing down here. I thought about putting a bottom bridge, like a bridge on the bottom here, but it's I don't know. I just don't know. So we are going to find out together. Now, as you can see here, I don't have the red symmetry plane, which is the vertical symmetry plane on, because the top bridge is different than the bottom one. Or, well, I don't even know if it's going to be a bridge, but you know, I think you understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, well, then have a go at me in the comments, because I am a babbling buffoon. Yes, I'm going to call myself a babbling buffoon. It is what it is. Now, some of you might notice that I don't have music during my streams, and I want to have music. I like music. Problem is, I can't get Spotify to play more than one song before OBS doesn't pick up before OBS stops picking up the tracks and playing them. And I don't know how to fix that. If somebody does know how to fix that in the comments, let me know. And solve that issue, let me know, because I can't find any documentation on how to fix it. And nobody I talk to knows how to get Spotify to play, and yeah. Anyways, it is what it is. And I hate it, but whatever. Not Spotify, SoundCloud, excuse me. And this is the problem I ran into when I was... Yeah, that's the same problem I ran into when I was doing that. Okay, whatever. See how it doesn't actually line up. I don't care. I'm just getting this done. Alright, I am going to switch over to quiet mode while I record to maintain building here. And I will pop in and chat whenever I can, because, well, there's going to be a lot of loud noises on my end for a while now, and I don't want you to have to hear them or suffer through them, so I will talk where I can without it being a pain in the butt, or the bum skis, as they sometimes say. And I will continue building and talk where I can. Alright. Just a wee bit twitchy, it's fine. Oops, that was the only fuel tanks. Oh, whoopsie daisies. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay. Yeah, when I was building down here, I was building that, or I was texturing this down here. I didn't realize I had symmetry plane on, so it was texturing and building up here too. That was not intentional, but it is what it is. So I still have to fill in that area up there as well. We'll see how that goes, but got about a half hour to work on it, so it's fine. It's one more piece of the big puzzle. It might be a bit twitchy right now, the recording. It feels like it's making pauses and stuff like that, and that is because I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's being a pain in the butt, but whatever. Alright, so I need to figure out a place to put fuel tanks. This seems as good as any. Large open space over there, so we'll go ahead and put some fuel tanks in that area. So let's turn on symmetry plane. I'm not going to armor these too much because it's not really necessary. The tanks aren't going to be chain reactable anyway, so it's fine. There was a texture plan I had in place for here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. I just said texture plan. I know. It's fine. I had a shaping plan, and I had a plan for the shaping here, and how I would do texturing around it as well. So I am going to be putting... Yeah, those are all thrusters. Okay. So I am going to be putting steel there. Some of you might be yelling at the screen, why are you putting steel next to fuel tanks when you've got giant drive thrusters there? And I'm just like, you'll see in a second. Okay. So I'm going to be doing the typical thing that I do when I put in fuel tanks, where they can't chain react each other, but they're in large enough groups that they do something positive. They contribute positively to the build. Okay, so it's different on the top and bottom. Got it. Let's go ahead and put that there. Use that tank. And fits there, and one goes there. And then just fill them in where they work. So I'm just gonna build that there. I mean, if you're taking damage in this area anyways, you're pretty much screwed anyways, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And no, this isn't going to be the only fuel tanks I put in the ship. These are just mainly placeholders because, well, yeah, I need groups of placeholders so that I can see it while I build. Alright, so that's a group of fuel tanks that are a little bit removed from other things. So that should be fine. Good, I had symmetry plane on. I had the symmetry plane I wanted on. That's good. I tussled with that corner the other day, and I don't want to deal with that again, that particular corner again, so... Right as I say that, I'm just like, I'll mess with it a little bit. I had an idea in my head what I wanted to do with it, so... That's fine. Yeah, that's the only place that's gonna work for that. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill up on blocks while we're here. There we go. Copy that. Make sure I'm copying the right color. Whatever. My OCD demands that I texture that properly for the whole block. There we go. That was way more complicated than it needed to be. Okay. Am I trying to do that when I need to switch over to steel anyways? Dang it, mouse. I lifted my hand off the mouse and it just jerked around. It just can't. The camera just jerked around because of the mouse. Anyways, whatever. Dang it. I think it needs more guns. I don't think this is enough guns for an OPV. At least not one with the name Reaper. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Yeah, I am definitely being sarcastic right now. Okay, so the external area is pretty much done. I mean, the hull is pretty much done. Which means that the fun part of the internals is next. Alright, I'm popping those off because I want to put the detector back there. So if you're not familiar with how detectors work on the hotbar, if you put it as far left as you can, so theoretically if I put it left of the first manual fire weapon, it would be the first thing on the hotbar. However, if I put it as far right of the manual fire weapons as I can get, then it would be at the very rightmost slot. I mean, not the very rightmost slot, but it would be on the numbered slot most right that had a device occupying it. And I feel that there's a better way to explain that, but I'm currently sidetracked by looking for where the manual fires are. I can't find any manual fire weapons. Okay. I don't know where I'm going to put manual fire weapons. Oh, I was just going to put them in there. Okay. Yeah, well, for the moment, since I don't know what this is going to be, I'm just going to say screw it and put it where I want. And then I can always move it later. And I always put it the most right. The rightmost as I can. And then I put here. Find a texture that works for it. And I'm going to use a white texture that is not going to turn black. But it's not going to be too white. Ah, that's good enough. Gerald, we have a hole in the ship. No, it's not my fault. Oh, it is my fault. Okay, fine. But just so we're clear, Gerald, it's always your fault. Some people like to use that texture there. I don't. I prefer to use this texture because it looks like there's access hatches, or there's access clips for quick detachment of the detector if you need to do maintenance or whatever. Just a little bit RP with textures. Yeah, I don't do much of that, but I am most proud of these thruster casings right here. I love those. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Be kind to your fellow humans. And make sure to just be tolerant of other people. I know it's hard sometimes. It's annoying. It's sometimes make your blood boil, pit in your stomach. But just remember to take a deep breath. And I say be tolerant to your fellow human. And I know there's fine points to that. And I also know that some people you just have to stand up to. But just be kind to your fellow human. That's all I really need to say today. Just be kind to your fellow humans. uh, remember, Kessler syndrome is a thing. If you know what it is, good for you. Have a nice day. Banshee out.